You're watching ProPix Canada Media. I'm James Kuzno in Vancouver, British Columbia. At this time, the Surrey RCMP are announcing a pair of seizures and raids at the same property in North Surrey. This has happened both on August the 22nd as well as September the 10th. After the first arrest, the individuals continued as business as usual, where the police came back and did a second raid, resulting in further arrests. At this time, we'll take you back to the August 22nd incident. Now, at that time, the police seizure turned up 30 pounds of explosives, 16 firearms, 4 handguns, ammunition, prohibited magazines, 10,000 in cash, and have a kilogram of other suspected narcotics. At this time, they also have announced that they also seized 2 stolen vehicles, stolen license plates, and radio jammers. Now, this was the first incidence of raids at this location, and on further investigation, the police definitely identified more activity going on at the same location. Neil Pronger, the staff sergeant and the Surrey RCMP North Community Response Unit commander, came out and made this statement. Upon execution of the first search warrant, the sheer volume of drugs, firearms, and explosives located by police inside this fortified unit over a business visited by the unsuspecting public may be the most dangerous situation I have seen in my service in Surrey. So obviously, unsuspecting members of the public were utilizing the business downstairs from this location, and at any time, that massive amount of explosives and firearms could have ignited, or it could have actually turned out, if there was activity going on there, anybody coming or going, it could have led to many fatalities or injuries. So the risk to the public was very, very grave. The Surrey RCMP should be applauded for their hard work and dedication to this problem within our community and the fact that they have made such a large arrest. With that, the RCMP went on to state that unfortunately this investigation and crime did not stop with the enforcement, necessitating a second search warrant execution at the same location. As I already stated, so there were 2, and the second one took place on September the 10th. At that time, they seized another 3 long guns, a silencer, more ammunition, a pair of crossbows, a replica gun, and more suspected drugs, along with over $3,000 in cash. 8 people were arrested in the second raid. Right now, the police are detailing a report for the Crown Council to proceed with charges being executed or being laid. But at this time, the charges are pending against all 15 individuals as a whole. Now, once again, we know that there is a major gang war going on within British Columbia, and in particular the Lower Mainland. Most recently, an individual from Edmonton was identified as a murder victim in Langley, British Columbia, while a second individual who has been unidentified was also known to the police and remains unidentified in that shooting incident. So once again, the gang war is still brewing in British Columbia and Western Canada. We hope that the RCMP continue on a path such as this to get the ammunitions, to get the weapons, and to capture those who are responsible for the ongoing violence that puts the public at risk in our communities. Thank you to the RCMP and all of the frontline workers who were involved in this investigation and continue to work hard to cut down on the crime within our communities. We know that in the past I have been critical of the RCMP in terms of them being overwhelmed with certain situations. And just for clarity, that is not it is not a slam on the RCMP officers individually or as a whole, but more on the politicians to give more officers to the communities, to also equip the officers with better technologies and better gear to keep them safe in doing their job. It is very apparent in cities around North America that officers are shorthanded, short-staffed, and ill-equipped to deal with all of the technology and changes that are going on in the streets. But the officers that are on duty are working their asses off to try and make a dent in what's going on. So once again, I hope this message gets heard by the politicians out there, that our law enforcement are risking life and limb, and their families as well are sacrificing in the name of public safety. And we need to do better to ensure that they are protected on the streets, but also that they are not working extraordinary amounts of overtime, leading to fatigue, to exhaustion and burnout, but also that it has a direct impact on their home life. And that again translates into a higher stress level for officers. We know that officers do have a high level of suicide rates, of addiction issues, and if we're going to help them and give them a hand out of the hole that we've put them in, we need to give them better supports and more resources. So again, thank you to the brave men and women of the Surrey RCMP and throughout Canada for all of your hard work and dedication. Stay safe out there. Once again, this is James Cousineau coming to you from ProPix Canada Media here in Vancouver, British Columbia.